Newcastle 0 Bournemouth 1 Steve Cook scores winner at St James Park. A minority of Magpies fans feel their side are becoming dull under the Spaniard. But boss Benitez opted for a more attacking approach this time with a 4-4-2 formation, and ultimately it didn't work. That was despite Newcastle making a scintillating start that should have seen them out of sight. Bournemouth keeper Asmir Begovic, with help from the woodwork, was the difference in the opening period. And referee Paul Tierney and his assistant left recalled Toon striker Dwight Gale frustrated when he was denied a 16th-minute goal by a marginal offside decision. Newcastle keeper Rob Elliott had plenty to do too, and he was beaten in stoppage time when Cherries defender Steve Cook rose to head in Andrew Sermon's right-wing corner. A minute earlier, Newcastle had an incredible escape when Magpies' effort took a double deflection off Elliott and Florian Lejeune before clipping a post. But this spelled back-to-back defeats for the Geordies, and it was only Benitez's second loss in his last 59 Premier League home games played on a Saturday. Bournemouth striker Callum Wilson made his first league start since January following a second cruciate knee ligament injury and was partnered by fit-again Josh King to cushion the blow of Benitez and Junior Stanislas joining the casualty list. Gale, who helped to fire Newcastle to promotion last season with 23 goals, made only his third start this term and first since the second game of the campaign. Troubled by niggling injuries, Gale came in at the expense of AS Perez in a changed formation that was also adopted by the visitors. It made for an open start, surely pleasing the Geordie fans who'd have been complaining about the fare their side had been serving up. Benitez has bristled at that, and the home crowd certainly had no grounds to moan early on as Begovic was kept busy. Matt Ritchie, who quit Bournemouth to drop into the Championship with Newcastle in a £12 million deal in the summer of 2016, rifled the scorching left-footed effort that Begovic touched round a post. Ritchie set up a chance for Gale, whose far post header was blocked by Cook, with the Newcastle striker appealing in vain for handball. Christian Etsu, once on loan to Bournemouth, brought the ball down on his chest and hit a power-packed shot that Begovic met with a flying save. And Ritchie curled an attempt against the Bosnian keeper's far upright before Gale knocked the loose ball in, only for the offside flag to be raised. Sermon was booked on 20 minutes for going through Joselu with a dangerous challenge. And the Bournemouth midfielder then played his side into trouble when he lost possession in the final third, but Joselu dragged his finish wide. The visitors finally brought a save from Elliott, who had to stretch to tip over Wilson's 35th-minute header on the end of skipper Simon Francis's sliding centre. Elliott had to be alert again 3 minutes later, when King got in on the left and fired at the near post, where the keeper did well to hold the ball. All of a sudden, it was a different game as Bournemouth grabbed the initiative and Newcastle became increasingly nervous in the lead-up to the break. Joselu saw another opportunity elude him 4 minutes into the second half, when he reached John Joe Shelby's left-wing corner with a tame downward header that Begovic still had to turn over. But Wilson should have given Bournemouth the lead 3 minutes later, when he was put clear on the left by King, but brushed the side netting with only Elliott to beat. The home fans were incensed when Lejeune was booked after a head-to-head encounter with King, who looked as though he should have also been cautioned for his part in the incident. A cry of Mitro went up from the Toon army as they called for the introduction of striker Alexander Mitrovic, but Benitez threw on Perez in place of the ineffective Joselu. The emergence of former Sunderland striker Jermaine Defoe from the Bournemouth bench drew boos and insults when he came on for Jordan Ibe. And it was Defoe's shot, saved by Elliott, that led to the corner for the winner. Newcastle, Elliott 7, Yedlin 5, Lascelles 5, Clark, 55th, 5, Lejeune 6, Manquillo 5, Ritchie 7, Shelby 6, Hayden 6, Atsu 6, Murphy 82nd, Gale 6, Joselu 5, Perez, 68th, 5, Bournemouth, Begovic 8, Francis 6, Cook 7, Aig 6, Daniels 6, Ibe 5, Defoe 76th, Sermon 5, Arter 5, Pugh 5, King 6, Wilson 5, Smith, 75th, 5. Man of the match, Asmir Begovic, made crucial early saves to keep the score sheet blank. Star man, Asmir Begovic. Ref. P. Tierney ATT, 52,237.